Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jeremy Brown, and today we're talking about the Honorable Louis Minister Farrakhan. However, you want to say that. My mom, she put me up on the minister. She texted me earlier this week saying you should check out the minister Louis Farrakhan. I think you can get some good stuff out of it. And I was like, okay, mom. So I watched a couple of videos. I knew about him back then. Like I always seen him here and there, but the thing that bothered me was he was too much in the industry. He was too much around these celebrity guys. You know, he's taking pictures with Obama, and we all know what Obama stands for nowadays, do we not? We all know he had no interest in helping the black community. He's not even black. Let's just be real. He's not even us. He might be from African descent, but he's not African American descent. And he don't give a damn. Let's just be real. Now back to the minister. Now, Louis Farrakhan, he have absolutely genius stuff to say. He really hit points where they need to be hit, and he's very inspirational when he speak. And that can hypnotize a lot of people and not knowing he's saying the same thing over and over. This is what I'm talking about. If you look at all of his speeches, a lot of his speeches, a lot of it is the same talking points. Probably different wording, but the same kind of talking points. And he always end up leaving it to God, it seems like. Like he don't tell his people, let's do something. He always end up leaving it to God like a lot of other preachers in the churches. He's just in the mosque with a lot of power. And a lot of black people follow him. And when he did that Million Man March the second time, the or else, you remember the or else phrase he had, catchphrase he was going around saying? I was with him. I was most definitely with the Lewis. I was most definitely with the minister. I was with him. I was like, or else, let's go down there. Let's do this. I was in my head. I was thinking war, but apparently, the or else catchphrase didn't mean war to him. That was my problem. He brought a million men down to DC, and they did absolutely nothing. What was the reasoning for bringing a million men down to DC? To show that we can get along, because we already showed that millions of times. Why are we always trying to prove to the people who don't even like each other that we can get along? And we steady showing them that we can get along. I know what the media say, that black people can't get along, but that is absolutely not true, because when somebody die, you see us in the streets, marching, doing all types of stuff, you know? But the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, he decides twice might I ask, he had this power twice. He had the power to wage war against America. What about the or else? You remember he was saying or else. What was that all about? What was the or else? That's what I'm still stuck on. Because I assumed or else meant violence. But it didn't mean violence. All that meant was a picture with Obama and mentoring a lot more rappers that's rapping satanic music to your kids. Yeah, he's a mentor for the Snoop Dogg's and the Ice Cubes, you know, those NWA guys. And he didn't clear his name when it came to Malcolm X assassination. He actually indicted the whole Muslim organization in my eyes about how he spoke about Malcolm X, and they put him in a leadership position after speaking like that about Malcolm X. I personally think that the whole Nation of Islam is working with the government. Now, Malcolm X's daughter went on Vlad TV to speak on a couple of these situations. I'm going to let y'all listen to it. I'm going to let y'all listen to Farrakhan as well. Tell me what y'all get out of this, because I just got bad news out of it.
Well, your mother did an interview in 1994, and they asked whether Farrakhan had anything to do with Malcolm X's death. And she replied, of course, yes. Nobody kept it a secret. It was a badge of honor. Everybody talked about it. Farrakhan denied that he had anything to do with it. He said, I never had anything to do with Malcolm's death, although he created an atmosphere that allowed Malcolm to be assassinated. But when you look at those two statements, what is your take on it?
Shabazz, not without some misgivings.
I did not know if I wanted to sit across from him. I didn't know if my heart could handle it.
Didn't know if she could sit with a man she still holds responsible for her father's death. Confronting Minister Farrakhan would not be easy, and for strength, she told us, she summoned the memory of her parents.
Before I came here, I prayed and included my parents. They had to walk with me to the airport. They had to get me out of that hotel and into the property here.
You see, Atala Shabazz was there in the Audubon Ballroom in 1965 in New York to watch her father make a speech. She was there with her two younger sisters and her pregnant mother. And Atala, only 6 years old, watched as gunmen killed her father. Here's how her late mother, Betty Shabazz, described the murder.
I heard shots, and I saw people crawling on the floor. And so I got down too. But then when I was looking out and I saw someone look in amazement to the front, I knew they had shot my husband. And my children were crying, what's going on? What's going on? Are they going to shoot us? I'm a child with a forever memory of the most significant man in my life standing at a podium and falling backwards. That's forever.
Miss Shabazz, for several months, I carried the picture of your father with all of these bullet holes in his chest. And I looked at the man that taught me, the man that nurtured me, the man that was the example of a man to me. And I wept. Dynamic inside of the nation that troubled Brother Malcolm at the highest echelon of leadership.
Well, the fact of the
There
matter...
was envy. Okay. There was envy.
Envy of Malcolm.
Of Malcolm.
By you?
No, never by me.
Never by you?
Never by me. Never. I truly loved this man.
Who envied him?
There are those in the circle who feared the kind of publicity that he was getting, the kind of attention that he was getting. He was the most vocal, he was the most loved, he was the most honored and respected.
And he outshone the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
In certain areas, yes.
In 1964, Malcolm X broke with the Nation of Islam to form his own organization based on Orthodox Muslim principles, which include a respect for all races and religions. And how did Louis Farrakhan react? He began writing incendiary editorials in the Nation of Islam's newspaper. Let me read you what you wrote in December of 1964. The die is set, and Malcolm shall not escape, especially after such evil, foolish talk about his benefactor, Elijah Muhammad, in trying to rob him of the divine glory which Allah has bestowed upon him.
Now, y'all just seen that, right? Did y'all hear when he said for several months he carried that dead picture around with Malcolm X on it? You know, the one with all the bullet holes in him. A man that loves you would carry a picture around of you dead. The worst of you. He carrying the worst of you around. The dead, shot up picture. And he claimed he loved this man. And we heard what he said in the articles that he wrote. So, sorry, Mom. I can't really get on board with this guy. The whole Nation of Islam switched up since Malcolm X died. It's more mainstream and characters, like a bunch of characters. Louis Farrakhan ain't trying to bring black people up. He ain't trying to get us together. He more about showing his power and how he can do this and how he can do that. It's about him. It's not about the group. Sorry, Mom. Y'all like, subscribe, and comment. I'm out.